Hey all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I would be very thankful for all your support as part of this journey. So I want to give you a basic understanding or kind of what we have seen, right? What is about PostgreSQL, what is about Power BI, right? And what is the different that it would be doing for our career or for our life, how we are going to change, how this is going to help to uh, tune our career and move into the IT world. Okay, so if you see, the we are mainly focused on PostgreSQL and Power BI, right? So if you see, these are the two very interesting concepts that we have worked on, right? And we have seen it, and we have seen this journey continuously, and we have a certification course on Power BI also. So our entire code journey is going to be starting from left to right. It's kind of a, we are right shifting. Whatever the data, lots of data that is lying under industries, right? Each industry is generating a huge billions of data, millions of records, billions of bytes of data, right? Now there is a huge demand for the employees or technocrats who can convert this data into meaningful insights, right? So on that objective, our journey has started and it has gone, right? It would be continuing our journey. We would be continuing our journey, right? So we have to, we have further more steps to continue in our journey. Now, if you see, our journey started with PostgreSQL, where we learn how to interact with the database, right? And we have structured our course in a way, starting with data warehousing concepts, followed by PostgreSQL, and our mainstream is Power BI, right? And to be precisely that we don't want to directly jump into the playing field. If you see any sports, right? When you go to a professional coach, when you join any sports, and if you with under a professional coach, what he does is that every day he would be first asking the students or players to do lot of exercise, and then they would be starting the practice, right? That's what we did in our course. So instead of directly jumping into the Power BI, which is a business intelligence tool, first we learn what are the fundamental concepts of data. Okay, why, how this came, what is the different ways, what is the thought process for getting data loaded into the different system, right? First of all, we concentrated on how to get the data loaded into the system. So we are having lot of data is coming from transactional systems, from internet of things, chatbots, different users, connected devices. So in the current world, we have a lot of devices connected across the globe. We call it Internet of Things also. So suppose if you take sensors or CC cameras, these are placed across the streets, across the cities, right? And what they do is they do their specific job, collecting some data. Suppose if it is weather related, it collects the weather data, right? If it is a temperature, and if it is a business related, right? If you see some shopping malls, they specifically keep some sensors which can count the customers entering into the mall. So it counts the number of customers. Some sensors are placed on the customer care chat boards. It analyzes whatever the information we are charting. So this information where we are getting millions, billions of records, everything is stored in the systems. And how these are storing is the basic fundamental concepts is the data warehousing. This is never ever changed, the underlying concept, right? So in our first class, we have learned about data warehousing and followed by Postgres SQL, right? So whenever we are discussing about storing data, cleaning data, the first thing comes is, okay, where we can store this data. Database. There are a lot of databases are there. Oracle, SQL Server, Teradata, our Postgres SQL, and Microsoft itself providing lot of database services, Azure systems, all these things, right? And then we would be starting and it followed by Power BI, right? So our major subject is Power BI, which is focusing on business intelligence tool. And our target is get a certification and job on the Power BI. And our data warehousing and PostgreSQL becomes a minor subjects, which supports our major Power BI, right? This is what we have achieved. We are going to achieve, right? And whenever we further deep dive into these courses, right, we have seen a journey, right? If you remember, many of we are not sure, okay, what is data, why we are getting. So we understand data. We created a data factory, right? With an Excel sheets, websites, or folders, or JSON. All this is a data factory. And we consolidated all this data at one place with the help of Power BI, right? And by the time we come in, why we be at the end of the course and we have seen nice insights, dashboards report. Let me show you. Let me open our Power BI services also in parallel. So something that is sitting in just numbers and everything. Those numbers, those are sitting in simple Excel sheet, right? We have transformed into a nice visuals that is going to help us, correct? So we have created can create the reports in the Power BI and we can create the dashboards in the services. And when we come to the each and individual courses, so we have learned in the data warehousing. In the data warehousing, which is like a fundamentals of our course, we have seen the key theories delivered by Inmon and Ralph Kimball. We have seen what is OLTP and OLAP, right? We have seen star snowflake. Wherever we go, the data is stored. The first thing comes is, okay, is it star or is it a snowflake schema? And how data is loaded, normalization or denormalizations. To make sure data is not redundant, repeated data is stored. To avoid duplicates, we go for the normalization. At a times, for faster, we do some denormalization also to reduce the CPU time. That's what we learn in the data warehouse concepts, right? We are going to learn. And wherever I have provided you the assignment that you should make sure those are thoroughly completed and repeated, right? And this is followed by our Postgres SQL, okay? And here the SQL is a universal language, right? No doubt about it. Like how English is a universal language, SQL is a universal language. As a part of SQL, we have learned, we are going to learn, and we would be becoming experts in creating the tables, creating the database, right? And also updating the tables. And We have done lot of hands-on experience on data adjustments, data loading, data unloading, all these things, right? The concepts, the things, the pointers you learned in PostgreSQL is easily going to help you to handle any kind of other database with minimal brush up on the features of the new database, right? And this is followed by our post Power BI, which is our major stream, right? Major subject. Normally in academics also we have minors and majors. And our Power BI is our main target. But to reaching this target, we should be doing some groundwork. And the groundwork is data warehousing and PostgreSQL. Within the Power BI, we have seen data analysis. We have seen the data, how to get the data, how to connect the data. Almost we connected around 5 to 6 source systems, right? And those are good enough to start our career. And more we practice, more we are going to learn. So it's all about how we are practicing and putting more examples. So we connected to different data systems and we are able to create a semantic model, right? Where is the semantic model? If I see my workspace. So we have created a semantic model that tells our source and how they are interrelated, right? So this is one of our previous report, right? These are the things. My workspace, semantic model, yeah, lineage view. So almost in each and every exercise, we connect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 systems. So as a part of our journey, we have bought 6 systems, different unrelated systems. They don't have interconnection between them. We get all those things into one place and we utilize it that data and we analyze it that data, right? So that any data anomalous can be fixed and cleaned up and fixed, right? So additionally, we have seen the different topics like data DAX rules, right? We have created. So within the Power BI, we have touch-based our Power Query editor. We have cleaned the data, we have transformed it, and we have created our visuals, right? After that, the another important topic we covered is DAX, data analysis expressions. With the help of DAX, we created a lot of rules, right? Let me open this one. So if you see, just to give a recap, with the help of DAX, we have created a measures, previous year revenues, total boxes, like that we have created some measures. So these are like predefined, right? We have the data, but the data has a limitation. Whatever the requirement that we have. So if we want to achieve those requirements, then DAX are going to help us to achieve those requirements. Correct? And our DAX is followed by adding pictures, right? So we have seen a complete demo how we can add the pictures into our reports. So with the help of this exercise, we learned how to get the data from the folders, Windows folders, and we also seen how we can get the online pictures displayed dynamically. And we have seen conditional formattings, all these things we are going to see, and we have seen all these things. right? So our DAX is followed by adding pictures, and further we have seen conditional formatting and complex topics, filters, how we can filter the data. What are the different levels are there? We have seen that one. And these are followed by the visuals. So we have seen line chart, area chart. We have created bar charts, right? So as a part of our course, we are going to see and we have seen all these examples. 90% examples are covered, right? And as and when you practice, we are going to become more and more familiar with this and comfortable, right? And the interesting topic, we have seen the AI visuals or the four visuals that are present on AI: key influences, decomposition trees, smart narrative, all these things, Q&A and smart narrative, right? So as a part of Power BI, we have started from the basics and we have covered some intermediate level. I can say that confidently that we have covered the intermediate level, right? Now we have completed our course, and post completion of this course, the important thing is resume preparation, right? So whenever we are terming, we are saying that resume preparation, right? It's very important that resume should reflect ourselves. Just keep in mind, whenever we are preparing a resume, that means it is the only medium that conveys the interviewer or the company that what you are capable of. So we need to make sure our resume is having accurate information and we have the required skill sets those we are keeping in our resume. Suppose if I am say I have done lot of projects on Power BI, then we should be capable of explaining those projects. So we should be very precise about what we are keeping in the resumes. So I have some sample resumes I am going to share with all of you, right? So I want you to do a practice and also start drafting your resume. Okay. Where is the resumes folder? Just one second. CV. Yeah. If you see this particular resume, right? So Power BI developer. So what he says, working with Power BI tool to deliver business KPIs and descriptive analysis as per the given requirement. Managing whole technical work stream. Translate business problems to technical scenarios. That is what we did, right? So we have a business problem. We have a lot of data in Excel sheet and we converted them into meaningful Power BI reports, which is going to help. Collaborate with business teams to create custom lookup visualization using charts, right? These are all the things we have seen in our course. Slicers, KPI, scorecard, automated operational KPIs using real-time dashboards and reports to measure the performance. Build, develop, and maintain data models. Automate, schedule weekly, monthly board meetings, report with KPIs. Investigate, identify. Have a professional knowledge on high level creative and create professional looking visuals using charts, right? Creating calculated measures, calculated columns with advanced DAX functions. So if you see the tasks or activities that a Power BI developer do, is almost every activity we covered as a part of our course. It's all about we need to have good hands-on so that we would be very confident when we are attending for any interview, right? Let me show you another resume related to the Power BI. Daily stand-up meeting with teams, common. Weekly meeting with backlog. So these are, see, creating calculated measures in the DAX, sound knowledge on Postgres SQL, right? Excellent written and communication skills, all these things, right? So he has put a limited roles and responsibilities on the Power BI. So if I show you what are the general roles and responsibilities comes from a Power BI developer, see, building analysis service reporting model, developing visual reporting dashboards, connecting to data sources, importing data and transforming data for business. Excellent in analytical thinking for translating data into informative visuals and reports. Able to implement row level security and data and have an understanding on the application. Proficiency in making DAX queries. So one question normally comes from every student, even every student's heart it would be having. Can this course helps me to attend the interviews? I can confidently say yes, right? So completing this course and making sure that we have learned the topics in a crystal clear definitely helps you to attend the interviews. Okay, no doubt about it, because this course is structured in a way that whatever the things those covers for a entry level like 3 years experience person can answer. All I need is a uh, continuous consistency is needed. Okay, it's not like that. Okay, one day we sit, we practice, and again after that we are not doing, right? So this is a completely new course. So if you do consistently a regular practice, definitely you are going to crack it, right? And I'm going to share you the resumes. Okay, and as and when you practices, you would be knowing what the knowledge you gain. Accordingly, I want you to just draft the resume. Once you drafted the resume, not finalizing, then again, I am going to sit with you along with my key team. Okay, we have a professional resume guidance, and we are going to sit with you and we are going to help to make your resume finalized and get it applied for the jobs. Okay, that is one thing. And now the second thing is about the certification, right? So certification is one of the important thing that is going to help us easily get our resume filtered, right? Whenever you see if someone is applying, if there is a job opening is there, definitely there would be a lot of people applying. For the recruiters or interviewers to filter down the resumes, certification would can be one criteria. Okay, so having certification will helps our resume get more chances to be picked up. And our certification, the certificate name is Microsoft Certified Power BI Data Analyst Associate, right? And this is PL 300. And the role is data analyst. Whoever complete this particular certification, okay, they are going to be uh, given as a, I mean, data analyst role. They are fit for the data analyst role, right? And this course is having some modules, and these modules, if you remember, as a part of our assignments, I have already shared some modules to be completed, right? Because our course is almost certificate, almost 90% it would be focused on the certificate preparation. The modules that I provided and I requested you to complete as a part of your assignment are part of our certification. So all our course is concentrated based on the this PL 300 certification and interview. These are the two target objectives. Row level security is creating a dashboard, managing semantic model, right? If I show you use tax time intelligence, clean, transform, and load data, right? And these modules are also having a virtual machine also, where all kind of softwares are available and you would be having an instructions. Those instructions we need to follow and we need to complete those virtual labs. And this is, you don't need to pay any extra cost for this one. Okay. It is purely inclusive of our course, right? And once these modules are completed parallelly, we have the practice exams, right? I will just show you small demo of this exam. Okay. If you see take practice exam, right? And the good thing is Microsoft provides we can take n number of times practice exam. There is no limitation, okay, that I need to take uh, only 5 times or 6 times. You can take n number of times. And once we are confident, normally it says that, okay, in the practice exams, if you are getting more than 80% consistently, then we can apply for the exam, right? So, uh, normally exam cost is around $165, and but our team of having some vouchers also, so you can get some discount also in this one. Okay, so whenever you are that, okay, Harish, I want to be applying for exam, definitely I will get you connected with one of our core team. And since they help the students to regularly in these exams, so they normally have some discount vouchers and those kind of things. Maybe we can get 10% discount or 15% discount as per the vouchers availability, right? And let me show you a small uh, take the practice. Okay, so normally this exam, certification exam, PL 300, we call it as PL 300, or what is this one? Microsoft Certified Power BI Data Analyst Associate. This day, Analyst Associate always confused. Okay, so our certification name is Power BI Data Associate, Analyst Associate, and Microsoft Certified. This certificate is going to come directly from Microsoft only. Okay, so that is the reason it is have a good value also. Coming to the exam, take a practice assessment. And our exam is going to have around 50 questions. Okay, and it's a time bound, approximately around 2 hours it would be there. 2 hours or 19 minutes. Okay, 1.5 hour to between 2 hours. Okay, now out of these 50 questions, around 1 to 40 questions would be multiple choice only. Okay, and rest of the 10 questions also multiple choice, but they are a scenario based. Okay, so they give you a complete a scenario, a project kind of scenario. We need to understand that project scenario and then we need to respond to the answers, right? And let me show you just, if you see here, the in the practice you have the check answers also. Okay, I will try, I will put some wrong answers also so that you can see the explanation it provides, right? You plan to build a Power BI dashboard and set up alerts that will notify you when data presented into the visuals on the dashboard reach specific threshold. So you are setting some alerts. Suppose data is really reached to specific threshold, then you, what three type of visuals support the alerts functionality, right? So it's saying that, okay, boss, you have a, you want to alert. Suppose if your dashboard reaches a specific threshold, then the dashboard sends you an alert, right? So what I thought is that normally whenever GAUS KPI cards, let me check the answer. Yeah, see. So if you remember, cards visuals are used for a numeric values. So say I can put a threshold of say 10,000. If it reaches 10,000, that particular number, then it show an alert, right? Even in the gauze also, if you remember, the gauze visual would be looking like this. Even we can put a target also. So if our value reaches to the target, then we can send an alert. And alerts are available with KPIs visuals. See, tree maps, waterfall visuals don't support alerts. And you can have a topic further you can go. Okay. So good thing is whenever you click on check your answer. Okay. Initially, I would request to check your answers so that it will give an explanation so that it can be registered in our mind also. You are creating a Power BI dashboard. You need to apply a custom theme to the dashboard from another Power BI dashboard. So if you see here, there are themes are there, right? We have seen the themes. So it's asking that there is a theme in one dashboard and you need to replicate it that one. So normally JSON is the one. Yeah, correct. So to copy themes between workspace, you can download and upload them as JSON file. If you remember in our data types I've explained, nowadays JSON is the one very widely used. Theme use JSON file format, not CSV, ML and XML. Next. You plan to create a Power BI workspace. Whenever it says Power BI workspace, then it would be the services on the Power BI services, right? I will put this in here. You need to ensure that you will be able to configure a Microsoft 365 group whose SharePoint Online document libraries is available to workspace users once workspace is created. Which setting should be configured? Uh, Possibly workspace OneDrive or development template. Yes, the workspace OneDrive setting allows you to configure a Microsoft 365 group. Next, you plan to certify a Power BI dataset. You need to identify at which level within your organization the permissions to certify a dataset. So if we want to certify a dataset, what is the level of permissions we should be having? You need to identify which level of organizations we do. So possibly dataset, no, tenant. Admin users who have permission to certify a dataset are defined in the dataset certification tenant. Okay. Next, you manage a Power BI workspace in shared capacity. The workspace contains dataset named DS1. You plan to schedule a refresh. What is the maximum number of data refresh per day? So this is one interesting question. Even during our course, someone as one of the student asked, "Hey, if data is refreshed at the source side, how can it be reflected onto our Power BI?" So we can set a refresh rate also. How many times you want to refresh your Power BI report, and maximum number of times per day is 8. Maximum number of per day 8. You manage a Power BI workspace. You need to delegate the task to update workspace metadata. The solution must be principle of least privilege. Least privilege means a person should be having a least level of privilege to do his job. Okay. If you are a report viewer, then you should be having a privilege of access only to view, not more than that. You manage a Power BI work, you need to delegate the task to update workspace. Delegating the tasks means possibly it can be a contributor or admin. Contributor, admin. At a times I make sure that it's admin, but again, just to trial and error, again I give something. Okay. You have a Power BI data set. you need to set the data set as discoverable. Which two configuration will allow you data set to be marked as discoverable? So I understand certificate and promote the data set. Yeah, certify the data set and promote the data set, right? So like this, it will takes around 1.5 hours. Okay, but I am going to help you. Okay, you can do this practice, and I'm with you to do all this practice. Okay, so it's not just that we are completing the course. Okay, we are need to continue our journey till you get the certification and the job, right? As a trainer, that is what my objective. Okay, my target as a trainer is to make sure, okay, my students are completing their certification and they are cracking a job, right? So this is about certification. So we covered about the course, how it is structured and how the journey goes on. We have seen how to prepare the resumes, and we have seen how to work for the certification, right? So this is like a end-to-end service that we will make sure that we are giving to the student, and we're just looking for a uh, constructive support from the students. Okay, so let me pause here my demo or class.